The city lights flickered outside Alex Gray's window as he stared at the peculiar box his grandfather had just handed him. "Open it," Dr. Enoch Gray urged, his eyes sparkling with excitement. With a mixture of curiosity and trepidation, Alex carefully lifted the lid. Inside, a small, holographic projector whirred to life, casting a shimmering image into the air. The visage of a woman, ethereal and otherworldly, appeared before him. "Greetings, Alex," the hologram began, her voice melodious and soothing. "I am Lyra, from the planet Arion. I look forward to meeting you." Alex's mouth dropped open. "Grandfather, what is this?" Dr. Gray chuckled, the sound full of pride and mischief. "Alex, this is your birthday present. Lyra is an alien ambassador I've been corresponding with for years. She's here on a mission of peace, and she needs our help." The weight of his grandfather's words sank in slowly. "An alien? Here? How?" Dr. Gray nodded, his expression turning serious. "Yes, and she'll be arriving any moment now. But we must be careful. The government is already suspicious and won't take kindly to her presence." As if on cue, a brilliant flash of light filled the room. When it faded, a woman stood in the center of the lab. She was tall and graceful, with luminous skin that seemed to glow softly in the dim light. Her eyes, large and expressive, met Alex's with a warmth that instantly put him at ease. "Hello, Alex," she said, her voice the same as the hologram. "It's a pleasure to finally meet you in person." Alex took a deep breath, trying to steady his racing thoughts. "Lyra, right? Welcome to Earth." "Thank you," she replied, her eyes twinkling with genuine curiosity. "Your world is even more beautiful than I imagined." Before Alex could respond, an alarm blared, shattering the moment. Dr. Gray's face tightened with urgency. "They've found us. We need to move now." Alex felt a surge of adrenaline as he turned to his grandfather. "Where do we go?" Dr. Gray pressed a hidden switch, revealing a concealed door. "This way. We have a safe house prepared." Lyra followed closely as they hurried through the hidden passageways of the lab. The walls were lined with shelves of alien artifacts and advanced technology, a testament to Dr. Gray's life's work. The hum of the machines and the glow of unfamiliar devices added to the surreal atmosphere. As they navigated the labyrinthine corridors, Alex stole a glance at Lyra. Despite the dire circumstances, she moved with an unshakable calm. "How are you so composed?" he asked, his voice tinged with awe. Lyra smiled softly. "I've faced many challenges on my journey here. Fear is a luxury I cannot afford." They emerged into a small, well-equipped safe house. Dr. Gray quickly activated the security systems, sealing the entrance behind them. "This should buy us some time," he said, his tone a mix of relief and determination. Alex turned to Lyra, his mind racing with questions. "What exactly is your mission?" Lyra's eyes met his, filled with a depth of purpose. "I'm here to share knowledge and build a bridge between our worlds. But first, we must ensure my safety from those who might misunderstand my intentions." Dr. Gray placed a reassuring hand on Alex's shoulder. "We can do this, Alex. Together, we can protect Lyra and help her fulfill her mission." Alex nodded, feeling a newfound resolve. The gravity of their task was immense, but he knew they had to succeed. For Lyra, for his grandfather, and for the future of both their worlds. As the hum of the safe house's security systems enveloped them, Alex felt a strange mix of fear and excitement. This birthday had brought a gift unlike any other, a chance to be part of something far greater than himself. And with Lyra and his grandfather by his side, he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Sirens wailed in the distance as Alex, Lyra, and Dr. Gray stood in the dimly lit safe house, their breaths coming in rapid, anxious bursts. "They're getting closer," Lyra whispered, her luminous eyes flicking toward the door. The sound of heavy boots on metal floors echoed through the tunnels, a chilling reminder of their precarious situation. Dr. Gray moved swiftly to a control panel, his fingers flying over the keys. "We need to buy more time. Alex, take Lyra to the secondary safe house. It's deeper underground, and far better hidden." Alex nodded, his mind racing. Come on, Lyra! We need to move quickly. The passageway beyond the safe house was narrow and dimly lit, the air cool and slightly damp. The walls seemed to close in around them as they navigated the twisting corridors. Alex could hear the distant hum of machinery, a constant reminder of the advanced technology his grandfather had amassed. Lyra's pace was steady, her expression calm despite the urgency of their situation. How did you get involved in all of this? Alex asked, his voice hushed but filled with curiosity. My people have been observing Earth for many years, Lyra replied. Dr. Gray reached out with a message of peace and curiosity. We saw an opportunity to learn from each other. Alex glanced at her, marveling at her poise. And you trust us enough to come here alone? Lyra smiled, a gentle warmth in her eyes. Trust is essential for any meaningful exchange. Your grandfather's sincerity and dedication convinced us to take this step. A sudden noise up ahead made them stop. Alex held his breath, listening intently. The sound of footsteps echoed closer, accompanied by faint voices. This way, he whispered, guiding Lyra into a hidden alcove. They pressed themselves against the cool, rough wall, trying to remain as inconspicuous as possible. The voices grew louder, indistinct but urgent. Alex felt his heart pound in his chest, the tension almost unbearable. Just when it seemed the searchers would find them, the footsteps receded, and the voices faded into the distance. We need to keep moving, Alex said, his voice barely above a whisper. Lyra nodded, and they resumed their cautious journey. After what felt like an eternity, they reached the secondary safe house. Alex keyed in the access code, and the doors slid open with a soft hiss. Inside, the room was filled with a soft, ambient glow from various pieces of alien technology. It was a stark contrast to the dark, claustrophobic tunnels. Welcome, Lyra said, looking around with an expression of mild curiosity. This is remarkable. Alex couldn't help but smile, despite the gravity of their situation. My grandfather has been preparing for this for a long time. He always believed that one day, contact would be made. Lyra turned to him, her expression serious. We must make the most of this opportunity. There is much at stake. As they settled into the safe house, Alex felt a mix of emotions. The immediate danger had passed, but the broader challenges loomed large. They had to find a way to communicate with the government and ensure Lyra's mission was understood and accepted. Rest for now, Alex said, offering Lyra a seat. We'll need our strength for what's to come. Lyra nodded, her eyes reflecting a quiet determination. We will succeed, Alex. Together, we will bridge our worlds. The safe house's gentle hum and the soft glow of its lights provided a moment of respite. But Alex knew this was only the beginning. Their journey was far from over, and the true test of their resolve was yet to come. Alex's heart pounded as the blast door shuddered under the force of an explosion. They've found us, he whispered urgently, grabbing Lyra's hand and pulling her toward the emergency exit. The safe house's alarm blared, red lights flashing ominously. Dr. Gray's voice crackled over the intercom. Alex, Lyra, you need to get out of there. Use the secondary tunnels. I'll try to hold them off. Lyra's eyes met Alex's, determination replacing fear. Let's go, she said, her voice steady. The tunnels were a labyrinth of twists and turns, the air thick with the scent of damp earth and metal. Each step echoed ominously, amplifying the urgency of their escape. The sound of pursuing footsteps grew louder, a constant reminder of the danger closing in on them. We need to reach the rendezvous point, Alex panted, glancing at the map on his handheld device. It's our only chance. They rounded a corner and found themselves at a fork. Alex hesitated, the pressure of the moment weighing heavily on him. Lyra placed a hand on his shoulder. Trust your instincts, she said softly. With a nod, Alex chose the left tunnel, hoping his choice would lead them to safety. The path was narrower here, the walls pressing in on them, but they moved swiftly, driven by the need to survive. Suddenly, the tunnel opened up into a larger chamber, filled with the hum of ancient machinery. This way, Alex urged, spotting a hidden passage on the far side of the chamber. They hurried across the room, but the sound of boots on metal alerted them to the presence of their pursuers. "Stop right there!" a voice commanded, echoing through the chamber. Alex and Lyra spun around to see a group of agents blocking their path. Their leader, a stern-faced man with a cold glint in his eyes, stepped forward. "You can't run forever. Surrender now." Lyra stepped forward, her gaze unwavering. "We mean no harm. We seek only to share knowledge and learn from each other." The leader sneered. "Save your speeches for someone who cares. You're coming with us." Alex's mind raced. They needed a distraction, something to buy them time. His eyes fell on the control panel of the ancient machinery. "Lyra, cover me," he whispered. Without hesitation, Lyra stepped in front of Alex, her stance protective. Alex dashed to the control panel, his fingers flying over the unfamiliar controls. He hoped his grandfather's teachings would guide him. With a final press of a button, the chamber filled with a deafening roar as the machinery sprang to life. The agent staggered, disoriented by the sudden noise. "Run!" Alex shouted, grabbing Lyra's hand and pulling her toward the hidden passage. They sprinted through the narrow corridor, the sound of the machinery masking their escape. The tunnel twisted and turned, each step taking them further from their pursuers. Finally, they burst into the open air, the cool night breeze a welcome relief. "We made it!" Alex gasped, leaning against a tree to catch his breath. Lyra looked up at the star-filled sky, her expression a mix of relief and determination. "We can't stop now. We need to reach Dr. Gray and find a way to communicate our intentions to the authorities." Alex nodded, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. "You're right. Let's keep moving." As they continued through the forest, the sound of the city a distant hum, Alex couldn't help but feel a glimmer of hope. They had survived the immediate danger, but the real challenge lay ahead. They needed to prove that Lyra's mission was one of peace and cooperation, and that their worlds could benefit from each other. With Lyra by his side, Alex felt ready to face whatever came next. The journey was far from over, but together they were determined to build a bridge between their worlds, one step at a time. Alex's breath caught in his throat as he and Lyra emerged from the forest into a clearing illuminated by the first light of dawn. In the center of the clearing stood Dr. Gray, flanked by a contingent of government officials. At the forefront was Agent Carson, his face a mask of stern determination. The air crackled with tension, the stakes higher than ever. "Hold your fire," Agent Carson commanded, raising a hand to his men. His eyes narrowed as he assessed Alex and Lyra. "You've caused quite a stir, Dr. Gray." Dr. Gray stepped forward, his expression resolute. "Carson, this is our chance to achieve something monumental. Lyra is here in peace. She can offer us knowledge beyond our wildest dreams." Agent Carson's gaze shifted to Lyra, his suspicion palpable. "You expect me to believe that without proof?" Lyra stepped forward, her posture dignified. "I understand your hesitation," she said calmly. "Let me show you." She produced a small, glowing device from her pocket and activated it. A holographic display blossomed in the air, showing advanced technological schematics and images of her home planet, Arion. The officials murmured in astonishment, their skepticism wavering. Alex seized the moment. "Lyra's technology can help us solve some of our most pressing problems: energy, medicine, agriculture. But we need to work together." Agent Carson's expression softened slightly, but his wariness remained. "And what do you want in return?" Lyra's eyes met his, filled with sincerity. "All we seek is mutual understanding and the opportunity to learn from each other." The silence that followed was thick with anticipation. Finally, Agent Carson nodded slowly. "All right. But know this, we'll be watching closely." Dr. Gray exhaled in relief, a smile breaking across his face. "Thank you, Carson. You won't regret this." The tension in the clearing eased as the officials lowered their weapons. Alex felt a wave of relief wash over him, knowing the immediate danger had passed. But he also understood that this was just the beginning. As the group dispersed, Alex turned to Lyra. We did it. But there's still a lot of work ahead. Lyra smiled, her eyes reflecting a mix of hope and determination. I believe in our future, Alex. Together, we can achieve great things. Later, as they walked back towards the city, Alex couldn't help but reflect on how much had changed in such a short time. He had gone from a curious young man to a protector and advocate for a new alliance between worlds. The journey had been fraught with danger, but it had also forged bonds that could change the course of history. Your grandfather is quite the visionary, Lyra remarked, breaking the silence. He believed in the possibility of unity long before any of us did. Alex nodded, his heart swelling with pride. He always said that the future belonged to those who dared to dream big. As they approached the city, the rising sun bathed the skyscrapers in a golden glow, symbolizing a new dawn for both humanity and their extraterrestrial allies. Alex felt a renewed sense of purpose. The road ahead would be challenging, but with Lyra and Dr. Gray by his side, he was ready to face whatever came next. In the days that followed, the collaboration between Earth and Arion began to take shape. Scientists, engineers, and diplomats from both worlds worked tirelessly to build a foundation of trust and shared knowledge. The initial skepticism gradually gave way to excitement and optimism, as the benefits of the partnership became clear. Alex stood on the balcony of his apartment, looking out over the bustling city. He thought about the journey that had brought him here, and the incredible possibilities that lay ahead. The challenges had been immense, but they had proven that with courage, determination, and a willingness to embrace the unknown, humanity could rise to meet any challenge. Lyra joined him on the balcony, her presence a comforting reminder of all they had achieved. To new beginnings, she said, raising an imaginary toast. To new beginnings, Alex echoed, feeling a profound sense of hope. As they gazed out at the horizon, the sun continued to rise, casting a warm glow over the city. It was a new day, and with it came the promise of a brighter, more unified future. And so, the story of Alex, Lyra, and Dr. Gray became a testament to the power of collaboration and the boundless potential of humanity. Their journey had just begun, but they knew that together, they could overcome any obstacle and reach for the stars.